My name is Peter Davison. I played the Fifth Doctor, and you're listening to the Fiveish Fangirls.
The Dancers as we continue all the way to episode 532 of the Fiveish Fangirls podcast. Fun! It's not about having fun. It's about pride and honor. It's about refusing to acknowledge humans as superior. It's about challenging God. Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Fiveish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like every week with the virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany in Bangor.
This is Holly from Wisconsin.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good times and great oldies. Or something like that. All right. Well, let's just jump right into things. First up, some news. Unfortunately, we do have a couple of 10 o'clock newses.
Yeah.
So, yeesh. The first one is, I don't want to butcher her first name, Devea, I think. Chase, she played, Samara, the creepy girl crawls out of the well in The Ring. But she was also the voice of Lilo in the animated Lilo and Stitch. So, but she passed away at the age of 35 after contracting meningitis.
Oof.
Yes. Which is not good at all. So, and she went septic, unfortunately, and did not survive it, unfortunately. Which, 35 is just, it's so young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she still had years and years ahead of her. But that's an unfortunate thing, unfortunately. So next time you watch Lilo and Stitch, just put out a nice thought for her and her family, I guess. And then this one just broke
Yes.
not too long ago, but he was 94, so
Long life, but still.
Yeah, but Clive Davis, music executive, has passed at the age of 94. He was the powerhouse behind some of the biggest names in pop and
Almost
rock.
Midas touch, you could say.
Yeah. If you got Clive Davis behind you,
yeah, you were in.
You were almost guaranteed to become a big star. He was president of Columbia Records in the late 60s. And signed artists like Janis Joplin, Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, Aerosmith, the Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You name it, the who's who. He basically
Yeah.
pretty much, here, sign here.
Yeah. And then he got fired. They accused him of embezzling money, which turned out to be completely false.
Yeah. I think somebody was mad that he swiped an artist that was probably going to get signed.
Probably. So then he moved on to Arista Records, and he worked with people like Barry Manilow, Patti Smith, Whitney Houston, Diane Warwick, Aretha Franklin, Carlos Santana. So it was just and then he helped form LaFace Records in the late 80s with Babyface, Hoosier, actually. And they signed artists like TLC, Tony Braxton, Pink. He helped, for better or for worse, he was 50% of Bad Boy Records. The less we talk about Diddy, the better, though.
Mhm.
He was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2000, at the time the only non-performer. And they formed J Records, which signed artists like Alicia Keys. Oh, yeah, it's like any, take your pick.
Mhm.
take a big artist from, like, the mid 70s
Basically,
to, like,
he's like the
yesterday.
Kevin. Yeah, he's like the Kevin Bacon of the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Probably there's a 6 degrees of Clive Baker somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, and he was constantly popping up on in various places where music, was a thing, like American Idol and The Voice,
Mhm.
and take your
Mhm.
oh, yeah, he's this huge titan of the recording industry. So the there's a lot, and I'm sure he's a good friend to a lot of these people too. So there's a huge chunk of the, you know, recording industry that's probably a little sadder at the moment.
Mhm.
Mhm.
All these people that they would not have a career if it wasn't for him. Pick one. Just go on Spotify and just be like, just
Clive Davis.
pick a big name, and you guarantee you'll find something. So guarantee. So there is those. And we got a handful of trailers and teasers. It's so funny. We just covered this franchise. What, like last month? And we got a teaser for the newest entry into the Shrek universe, Shrek 5. So Shrek is coming back with the same cast, Mike Myers, uh, as Shrek, and Cameron Diaz as Princess Fiona, and then of course, we've got good old Donkey. I love the trailer is funny though, because Donkey's like, "We're going on an adventure," and Shrek's like, "No, we're not.
What? We're getting too old for
Don't say it.
this.
We're not dead." So yeah, now their kids are grown up. So to be interested to uh see yeah how their kids, now that they're not little babies anymore, how they factor. Apparently Zendaya is the voice of their daughter, because they've got triplets, right? Two boys and a girl, I believe.
I think so.
That
Yeah.
sound right?
Yeah, so but yeah, Zendaya is voicing doing the voice for one of them, so that should be interesting.
Mhm.
Um, am I going to see it? Probably not. Like I said, I haven't seen beyond the second one. So I really do, but yeah. And then we got our first look at Hexed, which is going to be our newest entry into the world of Disney animation. And I mean, it looks fun.
It does.
Honestly, it looks a
Mhm.
lot of fun. You got Haley Steinfeld as the voice of Billy, Rashida Jones as her mom, Stephen Fry.
Yay.
I think it's the book that is speaking
Makes
to her.
perfect sense.
Yeah, so So yeah, that should be a lot of fun. That's due out Thanksgiving. Oh, and then we got our trailer for Spider-Man: Brand New Day. This should be the last trailer before we start getting like the little commercials where it's not necessarily the full trailer, but like clips, closer to clips. Which is this is the part or the point where I stop looking when they start release. Yeah, when more stuff ends up on the internet. So, but we do get a better idea, kind of not necessarily what is happening to Peter, but what he's experiencing because of what's happening to him. And also how he is trying to figure out how to fix it. you know we do with the last trailer, we know that Bruce Banner's going to be in it. We see now how Bruce is able to be Bruce. He's no longer Smart Hulk, but he's human. He's created a new contraption that helps him keep control. So and of course, Peter's also trying to navigate a world that has no idea who the hell he is. Not just the Spider-Man part, but just, he doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have, anything. He's very isolated, other than Frank. He's got Frank. For better or for worse, he's got Frank Castle. So, so yes, we will be going over Daredevil season 2 before Spider-Man comes out, because Frank is kind of the bridge between the two. I'd be interested to see how that plays into things. I do like the one bit though where he's surrounded by the guys. He's like, "Wait a minute, I got stretch. I'm not in high school anymore."
Yep.
Like, yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I gotta stretch. It's big time. Yeah. Even before you even think about rolling out of bed, I better stretch. Or if I don't, I might pay for it.
Yes. That's my husband every single day.
That's almost getting to be me, and it's just like,
that's like the first thing he does when he gets out of bed. Is he's immediately stretch. So it's like that whole thing where he's like,
and tentative stretching.
Spider-Man's like, I'm not in high school anymore, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Oh. Apparently some time has passed. I mean, some time has passed anyway since No Way Home, but MJ and everybody who was his friends beforehand and have moved on, like they're getting ready to finish college, and he's just like, I don't have any friends anymore. That's sad. Oh, there is that. Get those trailers, and then in the feeds for y'all, the latest episode of Gold Standard. This time we got to discuss one of the movies that I brought to the table, as it were, and it's not even Christmas. Christmas in June, because it's not even July yet. Which, considering it was a summer release, it still works. We're going to talk about one of my absolute favorite movies of all time, Die Hard. Which we've also discussed on here too, but we did it closer to Christmas.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Yes. It's such a good movie.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. So, and of course, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, and that is a hill I am willing to die on. Please and thank you. So, I will not be furthering that argument with anybody. If you disagree, fine. But you are not changing my mind. I am not that guy in that meme. sitting at the table with the
Oh,
sign
yeah.
that says change my mind. You shall not. It was a fun discussion though, so. And it was fun because Nick had never seen it before.
Oh wow.
Really?
I know. It's like every so often we'll come across a movie and Nick's like, I haven't watched this. I'm like, where have you been? Not a problem. So there is that in the feeds. And then we need to get to feedback because we got a lot from Michelle. And I told you her feedback would come in after we recorded last week. And that's exactly what happened. I had to tell her, it's like, don't worry, we didn't. Because then she sent the feedback for the episode that then went out not long after that. I'm like, I told her, I was like, we didn't skip over your feedback. It just came in after we had already recorded. So we will get to it next episode. So I am keeping my promise here. So jumping right into Shalene's feedback, she said, I knew you girls were going to talk about the Devil Wears Prada next, even though the sequel came out about a month ago. It's all good, though. I also knew the title of the episode was going to be That's All. You know me too well, Shalane.
Mm-hmm.
You know me too well. I mean, it was either that or Florals for Spring. So, before I get into the movie, the only thing I really knew Anthony Head from is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was a great mentor character, along with other great TV and movie mentors like Yoda, Tony Stark, Rafiki, Mr. Miyagi, Dumbledore, Phil from Hercules, Bagheera, Merlin, and Henry Higgins. I don't have much to say about the Tonys this year. I love the opening of Pink and the other performers. Now onto The Devil Wears Prada. This is one of my favorite movies ever. It's iconic, quotable, and works for all ages. Honestly, I could see people still dressing up as Miranda and Andy for Halloween or conventions. One year, my friend's mom dressed as Miranda Priestley for Halloween, and she absolutely pulled it off. Also, love the sequel. It was really enjoyable. I want some of the new outfits and merch from Target. I saw one item there, but didn't buy it. Maybe next time if it's still there, or order it online. I do have a Miranda Funko Pop now. I also love Lady Gaga's new songs, and I love that she made an appearance in the film. It reminded me of what she did with Wednesday, having music connected to the project and making an appearance herself. Plus, I almost forgot that Taylor Swift had a song and appearance in Hannah Montana, the movie. Such nostalgic 2000s movies like The Devil Wears Prada and Freaky Friday have gotten some long-awaited sequels. We're also getting a sequel to Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. I finally watched that movie, an edited version, and loved it. Yes, they gave us a shot of our two leads sitting in their chairs on set. And it's like, Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, like a lot of it not necessarily aged well, but it's still so good. It's so I know that a lot, as friends went on and eventually, it looked like it was going to reach an end, and all the stars would go off to try to do film and television and stuff, and not everybody's necessarily, kept themselves, on kind of the A-list, as it were. But all things considering, it's a fantastic it's a fantastic role for Lisa Kudrow. She did it really well, and so did Mira Savino. So I'm glad that they are able to make that they're going to make a sequel. So I'm excited. So I hope Alan Cumming is being brought back too. Fun. It's a fun story about two girls who have been friends for a very long time and march to the beat of their own drum, and when faced with having to uh come to terms with seeing some of their people they were in high school with that didn't necessarily treat them the nicest. Plus there's just that awkwardness of high school reunions and be like, how are people now? Because I mean, this was released in 1997, so it's been it's been almost 30 years since this movie was released. So you have to imagine people going into their high school reunions pre social media where you could like check up on people first. So, and it's also being made into a Broadway musical. So, plus my picture with Weird Al at GalaxyCon this last year is an homage to the movie poster. I even specifically, I was like, "Do you know the Romeo and Michelle?" He's like, "No, not really." So it's like I had to show him real quick, and I'm like, "Yeah, hands together, legs up." So, uh, so yeah, I'm kind of excited that that's getting a sequel. I'm imagining that'll probably be sometime next year. Would be my guess.
I mean, it would work for the anniversary.
It would. It would, because I believe in the movie they're going to their 10-year reunion. So if it's been 30 years since that reunion, so it'd be like their 40th.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's crazy considering that movie was released, yeah, when I started high school. So oh my. Okay, back to Shalane's feedback. I'm also saving my money for the Divorce Prada musical. I'm still waiting for it to come to Broadway or go on tour. This continues. Happy late birthday, girls. Thank you. Let's talk about Die Hard. I actually thought you would save that one for Christmas. Well, I mean, we did it for Christmas on this show, but technically it was released in the summer. It was a July release at the time, so it was a Christmas in July. So it works either way. While we're talking about it, I believe this is your first Bruce Willis movie on Gold Standard. I'm curious if you cover more of his films in the future. Possibly. I mean, like I said, comparatively to some of his contemporary leading actors of the same time, I mean, I'd rather watch Bruce Willis over Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner is cardboard. Here's what I've been watching lately: Bridgerton, The Crown, old Disney Channel shows, favorite episodes of Glee, Full House, and Home Improvement, The Lost Boys, Beaches, summer theme movies, The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian Grogu, Michael, which was so good, especially now that it's becoming a 2-part movie. What I've been reading: Bridgerton, new Disney Twisted Tales books. What I've been listening to besides Gold Standard Fiveish Fangirls, Slay, a Buffy podcast, Better Than Citizen Kane, and my favorite pop singers. Also, going back to Taylor Swift, I wonder if her Toy Story song could end up being Oscar nominated. Always a possibility. Mm-hmm. Why not add Oscar nominee to her list of already long things that you could add after her name? Now let's talk trailers. Starting with Disney Animation's Hex. It looks amazing. This one is absolutely for me because I love anything involving witches and wizards. Harry Potter, Hocus Pocus, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, The Wizard of Oz, Wicked, Fantastic Beasts, Scarlet Witch, and Agatha all along. Originally, I heard the lead character is supposed to be a boy who got magical powers, but it sounds like they changed it to a female lead. Personally, I think that works better. I agree. I think female-led Disney films generally get more attention, although Disney has certainly had successful male-led films too, like Aladdin, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Tarzan, Big Hero 6, and Wreck-It Ralph. Speaking of Disney and Pixar, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but when you girls thought Hex was a Pixar movie, I corrected you. That's why I always pay attention to the logos. Pixar only has 2 movies this year, Hoppers and Toy Story 5. Disney Animation has Hexed. Gotcha. It's hard to keep track sometimes, especially when it's a new IP. Yeah, it's like, oh, Toy Story. If it's Toy Story 5, I know that's Pixar.
Right.
When it's the new
you never
stuff,
know.
it's not.
You never know who Disney's dealing with.
Well, that too. Well, and a lot of Disney animation is 3D animation anyway. They're not doing traditional hand-drawn animation, so I see 3D rendered cartoons,
right,
and I just, I kind of assume it's Pixar.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Like, it'd be kind of nice if Disney would go back and do a hand-drawn cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching some of the old, like the 90s, and I was like, man, I miss this artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not complaining about the new stuff, but I definitely miss the 2D
Mm-hmm.
drawing ones.
Yeah. Yeah. When D23 rolls around and they announce future animated projects, pay attention to the logo. Will do. I think in the past you mixed up Zootopia and Moana as Pixar films and Elemental and it's Elio as Disney animation films. I'm old. What else can I say? Now on to Shrek 5. I know that's not Disney.
Yep.
Will it end up on Disney Plus? Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
With all the others. But
With
at least
all
I
the-
know it's not
with
being
all the-
made by Disney.
With how many streaming platforms are combining under that umbrella recently, maybe.
That is true.
I mean, not that I'm not complaining. I kind of like that, one-stop shopping.
Yeah, that is true. Try, because you go looking for stuff and it's like, where is this?
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially when you got random stuff like Shrek is available for streaming on like Disney Plus and Hulu. So it's like, I really think of these people. Let's see. Honestly, this doesn't look like the Shrek I grew up with. The animation looks kind of horrifying. Why didn't they stop at 4? They literally called it the final chapter. I know. Like I've said before, DreamWorks is hit or miss for me. We really didn't need a Shrek 5. I probably agree. Like I said, I have no desire to go see it. So, going back to Disney/Pixar, their next original movie is Gatto about cats in Italy, and it looks funny and cute. I can't wait. The new Cat in the Hat trailer also looks much better animated. I think it's in good hands with Warner Brothers. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. To give it the same company that gives us Bugs Bunny, why not do Dr. Seuss as well?
Right?
Fun fact, Warner Brothers Pictures Animation used to be called Warner Animation Group. Its current leader, Bill something. That's a last name that's obviously some sort of European. Damashki used to work at DreamWorks before moving over to Warner Brothers. I've been reading up on Warner Brothers Animation and their upcoming projects besides Cat in the Hat. They're working on things like Oh, the Places You'll Go, and reportedly looking at projects involving the Flintstones, Funko, and even Toto from The Wizard of Oz. Speaking of franchises getting more sequels, we also got the trailer for Ice Age 6. It's interesting seeing that the franchise continues after all of these years. Again, with Ice Age, I think I stopped after the first one. The live-action Moana looks like it's in good hands. It's being directed by Thomas Cale, who directed the Broadway productions of Hamilton and In the Heights, and Lin-Manuel Miranda is returning for the music. That makes me feel a lot better about this project. Last thing, Haley Steinfeld is going to voice the lead in Hexed, which is exciting since she's also Spider-Gwen and Kate Bishop. And speaking of Marvel, the new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer looks amazing. I'm still waiting for Sadie Sink to show up. And who knows, maybe we'll get an Avengers Doomsday trailer attached to it when it hits theaters. You know everybody else is thinking the same thing. Y'all thinking the same thing.
Now, wouldn't it be something if tomorrow
I honestly think that they are trying to give the Spider-Man as much opportunity to market itself as possible.
Yeah.
So,
which is good.
Yeah.
But just knowing our luck when we talk about stuff.
Yeah. So I think that either it'll be attached to the Spider-Man Brand New Day or it'll be released not long after. So I mean, Spider-Man's end of July, and D23 Expo is not long after that.
Okay, and then when is San Diego Comic-Con?
Well, San Diego Comic-Con is actually before.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't remember if they had to switch dates for it or not.
Fandom Christmas is the weekend of July 23rd. Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out July 31st.
Okay.
D23 Expo is the weekend of August 14th. So
okay. All right.
we shall see.
Trying to figure out the moving pieces into where this
Yeah.
could possibly be sprung.
Yeah. So no, I don't see Marvel doing that at San Diego Comic-Con when they can have way more control at their own convention.
Yeah.
So my guess is they may still have stuff, but I imagine that they're gonna
More
San
preferential
Diego
treatment to the
it's not like
Disney.
yeah, keep it in house.
Mm-hmm.
Which would not surprise me. Well, I mean, honestly, that's the way I'd do it. Like, why have to work with why have to work with a different company when you can just keep everything in house?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thank you, Shalane, for your feedback as always. And we're gonna move on to this week's main topic. We're finally good to find out. Well, we have found out how the story of our ineffable idiots is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
With the third and final installment of Good Omens. Oh, which, yes, it's up front. Would we preferred a whole season? Multiple episodes? Absolutely.
Of course, yeah.
But the fact that we got something at this point, considering, I have honestly, I had no idea how they were gonna finish this out. Even while watching it, I was just like, where's this gonna go? Where's this gonna go? Where's this gonna go?
I'm here for the ride.
It's like I'm here for the ride, but it's like, where is this going to go? And I mean, obviously, it was in good hands. With Rachel Talalay directing. As far as that is concerned, it was in good hands. Obviously she's extremely talented. She's done fantastic work, on Doctor Who. So she's an absolutely, perfectly competent, if not extremely talented director when it comes to, television. Obviously the script, at what point, because they've been like, we got hardly any press. Like we didn't get the press junkets like we'd had with the first two, unfortunately, which means we did not get opportunities for Tenet Sheen shenanigans.
Right.
Along with the rest of the cast. Obviously with the timing of everything, because we knew we were going to get a third part. I mean, they did leave us with a bit of a at the end of the second part. So we knew we were going to have to get a second part. At the time, they were like, don't worry about it. We're going to get it. You're going to get an ending. Neil Gaiman was like, it may not necessarily be the ending you want, but it's going to be the ending that's appropriate for these characters. And then Neil Gaiman's credibility went down the toilet, as it should, considering what he's been accused of. Where there's smoke, there's probably fire, and there's a lot of smoke. Do we need to get into that? No. But just the timing of it
can be found on the interwebs. Trust me.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just the timing of it, unfortunately, that put him.
Did not do us any favors.
Not do us any favors as far as the script and him having, input as far as how this was going to play out. Supposedly some of the stuff that occurs in season 2 was based on the sequel that he and Terry Pratchett just never got around to writing before Terry died. and then this was also supposed to be some of what they had planned that just hadn't been used yet. So, I mean, he does have credit on this as far as the novel and the teleplay and things like that. So, he did have some input to a point before they were like, okay, well, you're in timeout and we're gonna figure this out without you. Uh thank you. So we're gonna take all your notes, you stay here and think about what you did.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be over here filming. Um Thankfully, showing my cards here a little bit. Thankfully, they didn't have just Neil Gaiman to rely on, but the fans and the world of Good Omens fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
The entire ending that we get after the universe that we've been living in finally goes kablooey. Armageddon happens. There was no getting around it because this whole idea that Aziraphale wants to try and stop the second coming of Christ and Armageddon and all the stuff that biblically is supposed to come with it. He and Crowley have had their falling out. Crowley's been cut off from hell. So like he has minimal abilities, like being able to win at blackjack. Uh but but that he's lost the Bentley to a mobster essentially. And um but he can't do like all the miracles and stuff that he used to be able to do. And um funnily enough, the mobster is played by Sean Pertwee. uh Nothing likes using people with Doctor Who connections. um so and but instead of them unfortunately it doesn't matter whether they would have been able to convince God and or Satan to stop Armageddon, because Michael took it into their own hands to destroy everything by destroying the Book of Life, which Michael probably should have retired a while ago as an angel, I think, as an archangel, because methinks the job got to their head, like all the way back. I think we were starting to see some cracks form all the way back in season 1, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Aziraphale disguised as Crowley, asking for a towel while being dumped with holy water and not dying, probably was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and Michael's just been slowly losing it ever since, to be honest.
Yep.
To the point where now Michael is finally cracked and was all like, forget Jesus coming back, which ultimately he didn't really have a whole lot to do. I do like though the modernizing of Sermon on the Mount, but instead of loaves and fishes, it's pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza for everybody. Which in itself, I mean, just making pizza appear is a miracle in itself. But if you've ever had there's something especially funny about pizza, because if you've ever had a party where pizza is the food, you always know there is no way to properly and exactly figure out how much pizza you're going to need.
Exactly, because you don't know how many people are going to take 2 slices, 3 slices, 1 slice, none.
Or 1 slice of one kind and 1 slice of another.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll help themselves to each and every single.
Plus, if you have other foods, are they also going to fill up on chips? Are there going to be breadsticks? Are there going to be wings?
Yep.
Are they going to fill up on beer and not have
Exactly.
There's no way to get the exact right amount of pizza.
There's too many variables.
Exactly. And then you just like, what do you do about toppings? So the fact that you've got Jesus handing out pizza and he's always going to have the exact amount of pizza he needs, and it's going to be the flavor and toppings that the person wants when they reach into the box.
Yeah.
Like, that's funny on a number of levels, to be honest with you. Oh. But the fact that that's ultimately all he did was just kind of raise up people's mood right before they were blown into oblivion. I mean, I guess if you're gonna go out happy and with your favorite type of pizza, I guess. If you don't have any say in the matter. But yeah, it was still yeah. I love it. It's like the pizza. He was all like, yeah, here, pizza for you, pizza for you, pizza. It's like, oh, that's good. That's funny. Maybe that's what Michael needed. Michael just needed their own perfect pizza, and we would have been fine. But no, instead, Michael had to go batshit crazy and destroy everything. But not before, also getting rid of some fun characters. So obviously with the getting rid of Metatron first or early on makes sense as far as plot is concerned, but also Sir Derek Jacobi is not getting any younger. So minimal time him spent on set filming, probably the better. Unfortunately, as fantastic as he is, he's not a spring chicken, by any means. We still love him though.
And I had to remind myself numerous times. Okay, we're watching Good Omens. We're not watching Supernatural. Just because of all the angel names that are getting dropped at.
It's like we've seen some versions of these characters before. So, I mean,
right?
Metatron's supposed to be the voice of God. Metatron was played by Alan Rickman in Dogma.
Right.
Yeah, the Kevin Smith movie. So, we have
kudos to Sean Pertwee.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard his voice, I'm just like,
he was just like,
I mean, he stole every scene he was in. And does not play Monopoly with these guys at all. Banned.
Don't play any game. Any game with these guys. So like, because he's gonna find a way to it's like the Doctor confronting it's
the Celestial Toy Maker.
The Celestial Toy Maker. Like, you be careful picking your games here. We could have saved ourselves a lot of trouble if David Tennant's Doctor had just approached Neil Patrick Harris would be like competitive crossword solving.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm like, Aziraphale, where are you going with this?
The logic, and I was like, okay.
I mean, I guess
that works.
I guess in theory, you could gamify just about anything. So, But I was like, what's the one game where Aziraphale is like, I can guarantee I'll win. It's like, apparently it's filling out crosswords because he's
what's in my pockets. That should have been perfect.
Yeah, I know. Steal that from the Hobbit.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, well, I guess it makes sense because Aziraphale had that book, the bookshop for so long, and he's read any and every book that has come in and out of that bookstore in the entire time he's had it. So it's like his vocabulary is huge. So he knows and how to spell them properly. Yeah. So play to your strengths, I guess. So I'm glad that as 'cause it took a while in this for Aziraphale and Crowley to actually see each other face to face again. And I'm glad that it's like, once they were face to face, that yeah, it was awkward. It was yeah. Thankfully, hell did not take away Crowley's ability to sober himself up, so he wasn't
Yeah.
perpetually drunk all of the time.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm glad that they were brought back together, but they had something they needed to do. Otherwise, it would have just been awkward. Yeah. More awkward than it was. For them to just kind of be like, it's like, can we be friends? Are we more than friends? Are we just like working together here? What? Because they've got all this history, and it just, it exploded at the end of season 2, and now we hear, and a significant amount of time has passed. And from because this was only an hour and a half, one, they had to make sure that things kept moving at a pace that would work for the time, the amount of time running time that they have. Um, but also from a storytelling standpoint, it's just not them. That's the thing, and you could just tell that both David and Michael just, it's like riding bikes for these two with these roles. It's like it's been a significant number of years since we last saw these two together. I mean, it's been 3 years. um and at least for us on the outside. And they just know these. You can just tell that they just know these characters so well. They get who they are. They know what makes sense and what doesn't make sense as far as their actions and how they say things and their body language and everything. And it's just like, like putting on a well-worn in shoe that just fits just right, Um, and as soon as they're face to face again on screen and talking to each other, it's like, here we go. Now we can get going. And it's they just kind of pick up where they left off.
Mhm.
With
Mhm.
the little Zierfeld's like, if you're expecting the apology dance, you're not getting it.
That ship has sailed.
And then he tries to
Mm.
give it anyway, and Crowley's like, whatever, I forgive you. Uh oh. Um but yeah, these two are adorable. They're absolutely adorable. I love these two. And I love the fact that, once they realize that uh when it comes to the end of everything, that they finally reached the point where Crowley finally gets to ask God face to face a question, you know a proper question, because we see at the beginning when they're having the battle between heaven and hell, and some of the Satan has fallen, a lot of the angels have fallen, including Crowley. um and even then, you can tell that he's just like, he just got caught up with the wrong people. He just
Mhm.
fell into the crowd with the wrong people, and unfortunately, he played with fire and he got burnt. But even then, him and Aziraphale's paths would cross, and there was something about these two that they just, everything that should come naturally to them, as Aziraphale is a good angel and Crowley is, a demon now, just like Aziraphale says in the first season. He's like, we're hereditary enemies. They aren't. These two specifically, they aren't. They just cannot, you know, they cannot hate each other.
Mhm.
These two were obviously not cut from the same cloth as the rest of their brethren. Um, I think that's just it's so much fun to watch. You know, these two, try to navigate. Yeah, take away all the whole supernatural aspects of it and miracles and yeah, all that fun stuff. You've got two people that just want to live their life. They've got their interests. Aziraphale likes his books. Crowley likes just living. Yeah, he just likes chilling and watching the world go by, and they both love food, and they just want to be themselves and live their lives and not feel like they're obligated to fulfill the expectations that the outside world has of them. And I think that's a very universal, I think, kind of message that reaches people on a number of levels. You know, um, you've got obviously everybody's story is different, but it's like you got expectations that come from like your parents and your school teachers when you're a kid, and then you got expectations that come from when you get a job and your expectations of your boss on how you're going to do your job, and from your coworkers, and you have the expectations you put on yourself for whatever reason, and you just have all these messages coming from the outside going, you need to do this, or you need to be like that, or you need to eat this, or you should be listening to that, or not reading that, or sometimes it's you should be doing this, sometimes it's you shouldn't, you know instead. And you've got these two beings that they recognize all of those messages, and maybe it's because they are ethereal beings, uh that makes a difference. How like consciously aware they are of all of these messages that are just floating around, not just to them but all the humans around them, and being like, just leave us F alone. It's
Right?
like, we're here, we've got free will, let us use it. And if there's any mistakes, that's on me because I made the conscious decision to do X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't turn out the way I thought it would. But at least I can say it happened because I actively made a decision full of my own, personal autonomy. And
Mm-hmm.
not because I got some person, a boss or whatever going, you need to be doing this. It's like the bot, like we're all what's his face in Office Space, and the boss is right there, like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in early tomorrow. It's like, no, thank you. Um, so I think that's I think that's I think that's been a theme kind of through the entire series, honestly, and a theme that comes from the novel as well. I mean, Adam, because he grew up outside of any influence for because they found because Crowley and Aziraphale spent 11 years ish, raising the wrong kid, um
Mm-hmm.
that the right kid was free of any influence. So who he grew up to be is how much of it is nature, how much of it is nurture. And Adam turned out to be, it wasn't, again, you take away the supernatural aspect of it, he was just a normal, like 11-year-old boy playing with his friends, playing with his dog, making up games and all sorts of things. So it's not until his powers kick in that things start becoming an issue. But even then, he makes the conscious decision to be like, he's like, okay, now I'm well aware of who I am as far as biology is concerned, but it's like, I don't care. You're not. He's literally telling Satan, yeah, voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. He's like, you're not my dad. Yeah, like you may be my father, but you're not my dad. Like you weren't there to help me learn to ride a bike or throw a baseball. You weren't there to all the he's got a decent set of parents, so he makes the conscious decision. He's like, no, I understand what's expected of me, but to paraphrase Mythbusters, I reject your reality and substitute my own. Oh, and then we see that again in in season 2 with uh where we get some more of the backstory with Aziraphale and Crowley, and see that they have, throughout all of this time, that they've been friends and crossing paths and everything, that um they've come across these different scenarios where they know what's expected of them, but it's like, do we really have to? Like the whole thing with Job, it's like, well, we know how it went. We know how it went in the Bible. And what they ended up doing, not quite the same. Oh, um, and again with not just their own decisions, but when seeing other people make decisions, what constitutes good, what constitutes bad. Um, so yeah, so by the time we get to this, it's like, they're faced with the ultimate. Once Michael destroys everything in the Book of the Living, or the Book of Life, there's nothing left except these two, God and Satan, which is it's kind of just is what it is. I mean, it's the book. Well, I guess not everything in the Book of Life was destroyed because the bookshop was saved. At least for a little while longer. So um but I love I love that it's like, oh yeah, when we see Satan in season 1, it's a giant dragon voiced by Bennett. Demon dragon thing is voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, but in this case it's Toby Jones. I like how they reference that. It's like, last time you saw me, I was a giant dragon thing. And it's like, you're not Benedict Cumberbatch, you're Toby Jones, but that's okay because he's also Hydra. So it still works. So and God is still at least female presenting. I know they refer to God as a woman the entire time as well, but that doesn't necessarily mean that when God shows up in a physical form that it had to be female presenting. But hey, stick with it. I mean, God's also a woman in Dogma too. It's Alanis Morissette, so yeah. But faced with they're they're literally faced with the two. You got God and Satan, and their backs are against the wall, and it's God is like, you know what, you have amused me. Essentially, it's like, you've amused me, so it's like, I'm gonna give you a choice. What do you want to do? Like, I don't, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. And they could have easily been extremely selfish and asked for whatever circumstances that meant that those two could be together. And they don't. Instead, they ask for, it's like, this universe, be done with it. We'll go with it. We just want another universe where all the supernatural stuff doesn't exist. And God's like, okay, well, that's what you want. And we find out that we go to this new universe, and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of human evolution have brought it to present day, and these two still find each other. Aziraphale is running a bookshop along with Derek. I love that they didn't bother to give Derek Jacobi's character, now that he's not the Metatron, he's just a human running a bookshop, and he's sort of named. They just call him Derek. It's just Derek. It's just easier that way. It's like, just Derek. He's running this. It's still the same location, but they're running the bookshop, and Crowley is a. They never flat out say. I don't exactly what his specialty is, but he's some sort of like Neil deGrasse Tyson type, I think, kind of physics, astronomy, type expert. Probably teaches at a university or something, and they have their meet cute, and then we fast forward like 20 years in the future, and they're living in a cottage in the South Downs, which is where everybody in fan fiction puts them. I don't know who originally came up with the idea of South Downs for these two in the fan fiction universe, but so much fan fiction has them settling down in South Downs. So the minute that popped up on the screen, I'm like, somebody's been on AO3.
Yep.
A lot.
Yeah.
Somebody
Or
has been
Tumblr.
scouring either Tumblr or AO3, if not both.
Right.
And has been for a while.
Or taking some super hulak and kind of, okay, let's just find, copy, replace, and
yeah. So I was like, almost immediately, as soon as the credits started rolling, I'm like on threads, and I'm like, okay, how's everybody doing, especially my fan fiction writers?
Yeah. How many of you are like, that got stolen?
I don't think, the thing is I don't think any of them will necessarily consider it stolen.
Right.
I think they would gladly be like, because again, it's a plot point that is used by so many fan fiction writers.
True. Yeah.
Aziraphale, whether it's an alt universe where they're human or they're still angel and demon, and they're just they're living their life, trying to they've escaped London and all the madness that was living in the big city to someplace more quiet. It's always South Downs. It's always South Downs. And it's a beautiful area. There's nothing wrong with that. I can see why, people might be like, oh, if you want a slightly more, quiet English countryside, that's where the Seven Sisters are. If they're chalk cliffs, that's where they're located. So, it's the southeastern coast of England. So, but it's so funny, and there's so much fan fiction where Crowley is like a professor of sometimes they're both professors, and like Aziraphale sometimes will be like an English professor or a literary professor, and Crowley's some sort of science or something. her. So, oh my goodness. So it's like, oh yeah. But yeah, I don't necessarily think I'm pretty sure most of the fan fiction community was probably like, I don't know if it was necessarily my story that they saw, but I like to think that maybe they did. Like they all collectively just kind of helped write the finale for these two. Intentionally or unintentionally. So, I mean, if I was one of those writers, I haven't written fan fiction in decades. Did back in the day, but I have not in a very, very long time. Uh, I would not be like, they stole it. Yeah, I'd be like, I helped. Do I know if I actually did? Doesn't matter. In my mind, I helped. So I imagine that a lot of the community is probably like that, actually. They're like, they didn't steal it. I helped.
It went
Nothing
from fanon
stolen.
to canon.
Yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. I was just cracking up. I was also very happy. I had a big old stupid grin on my face. I'm like, oh look, they still found each other. Because the minute God was like, you two might never ever meet again. And I'm like, no, that's exactly where they're going with this. Is like, they're gonna find a way to find they've written it so that they find each other again. It's like that's exactly what they did. Big old stupid
It's
grin.
like the best example of soulmates ever.
I know. It's like these two are definitely just the didn't matter doesn't matter what universe at all. uh Angel, demon, humans, aardvarks, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a universe out there where Crowley actually is an aardvark, like he joked. And they still found each other. I mean, they keep I mean, even in the early days of the universe, literally,
Mm-hmm.
we see demon, the character that we become to know, the demon known as Crowley, because they never actually give us his angelic name, although pretty much everybody's convinced he's Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
That was his angel name, because Raphael is uh purportedly uh the angel designed with designing things like constellations and nebulas and stuff like that. And yeah, even then they cross paths, and then they cross paths again, and they cross paths again and again. It's like even as the universe gets bigger and the planet Earth evolves, the humans evolve and start to spread across the planet, and the population grows to the point now where we've got billions and billions and billions of people on this planet, and you could go an entire lifetime without you know passing crossing paths words crossing paths with someone, yet these two do. And yeah, I think it very much as these two were fated to be together. And even at the end, at the end, when it's just them with God and Satan, and part of the bargain that God makes with them is also the fact that their love for each other, God flat out just acknowledges the fact, especially with Aziraphale, who's like, your love for Crowley is something beyond what you would normally see. And the fact that Aziraphale doesn't speak up, he doesn't try to correct God or be like, he has obviously come to terms with the fact that he does love Crowley now, even if he's never necessarily said it to him out loud. uh they kind of know. And then when they find each other in this new universe, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years later as a couple of humans. It's so adorable. It's so adorable. And we get to see them on their, their first little date. They go out for, they go to the pub, they go for drinks, and we see some familiar faces. Some of the other people that have been, kind of either people of the streets or other shop owners in the neighborhood where the bookstore was located in the other universe. And we get a kind of blink and you miss him. Adam, speaking of Adam, makes an appearance. He himself is on a date. And there's that portrait of Terry kind of looking over everybody, and it's like, oh, that's so sweet. So you have to put Terry in there somewhere, as you should. And and then they get their happily ever after, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. It's like not every fan fiction I've read, but it's like a good number of fan fictions that I've read. Oh. It's so cute. I love it. It's fantastic performances. Obviously David and Michael just absolutely chew every bit of scenery that they're in, but Dune playing Michael, especially there when Michael is at the eternal flame and tearing pages out of the book of life, and just at this point just completely off the rails, absolutely unhinged. And she does a fantastic job of
yeah, she does.
She just, she is an archangel at the end of her rope and absolutely cannot handle cannot handle existence anymore. And she does just a fantastic job. A lot of the other angels, they put up with Aziraphale's ideas as Supreme Archangel, even when Crowley shows up. Disguised, but not really, because everybody knows who he is. There's no mistaking that walk. I don't care how much glitter you put on Crowley. He's gonna walk like Crowley.
And he's got a swagger.
You're gonna know it's Crowley.
To paraphrase, he's got moves like Jagger, but they're Crowley.
Exactly. Now, the disguise when Aziraphale goes to hell, that was hilarious. And so really, I just like, they're like, how would Aziraphale think he needs to look to disguise himself as a demon? Not how he would actually fit in, because he doesn't.
Insert the you blend from my cousin Vinny in this.
Yeah. Oh, but then Muriel, she's such a good sport.
I love her.
Going along with everything. She is adorable. Yeah, she's like, I look for fingerprints with a magnifying glass. And then we're in the Chinese restaurant, and she's like, I'm the useful idiot. Oh, she's hilarious. I love her.
I'm the tin dog.
Yes, she is. She's essentially the tin dog. Oh my goodness, she's hilarious. So, and of course, oh, we get names right here. Yeah, Mark Addy, who was kind of Jesus's mentor. I guess. He was in an episode of Doctor Who because it's the UK and you've got 12 actors. So
Yep.
yeah, there's a piece of news. Speaking of David Tennant, I guess we could kind of pivot in a way. It's like, well, now that this is over,
tangent.
now that they're done with this and we know it's over, where are they going to? Well, where is? Because again, you've got an amazing cast. Some have come and gone, and obviously, with like John Hamm not in here because his role is he's off living happily ever after with his demon. So, but it's like, oh, what's gonna happen now? It's because at least one of those faces, one of these faces is going to be probably not headed to the actual apartment building because they are headed across the pond, but Only Murders in the Building has announced a shit ton of very recognizable names.
Yes.
Not explained why there's so many English actors.
Yeah,
who still hasn't watched it but sees the news.
They found
it's like
they
a Broad
found more
Church
than
and
12.
Doctor Who reunion.
Yeah, they found more than 2. Because David is joining season 6. And Jodie Whittaker.
Yep.
Jim Broadbent, among others. Jennifer Saunders, who is kind of a British institution in herself.
Yep.
Martin Freeman. Jerry Halliwell, Ginger Spice herself. Sir Derek Jacobi. So we got 2 from Good Omens that are moving over to the Murderinos, among others. So, I mean, Nicola Coulihan. I mean, she was in the Christmas special, right? Didn't she play Joy of the World?
I think she did.
She's on Bridgerton too.
Yes.
So, yeah, in Bridgerton. That's what I thought. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's the same gal. Yeah, yep. Joy. She's Joy of the World. So,
yep.
Yeah, there you go. Again, yep. they found more than 12 actors. But they're like pulling from like other casts, like the Bridgerton, Doctor Who. I mean, even Sir Derek Jacobi's been on Doctor Who. So
yep,
got like 4 people that have been on Doctor Who at least,
and a couple from the Marvel universe as well. I mean, it's just
we got a Spice Girl, Harry Potter. Yeah, Jim Broadbent. So it's like, good Lord. I don't know when I'm assuming that they are going to start filming soon, and that's why they've announced so many, because you're probably going to start seeing them out and about.
Right. Yeah.
Filming would be my guess.
Yeah.
As to why they've announced so many names.
Because I don't think they'd be able to keep filming with that many well-known people under wraps this well.
No, not at all. So, but yeah, we should probably expect to start seeing pictures of people filming. Presumably around London and some other places. I mean, they'll probably still have stuff that's filmed at the Arconia, would be my guess, because obviously that's kind of where we ended the last season. Literally outside of the gates at the Arconia. So we probably have to spend a little bit of time there, probably when the cops and stuff come to collect Cinda's body. So but yeah, so thankfully even though we're closing the book kind of literally and figuratively with Good Omens, that um we're not short of seeing some of these actors
Right.
again anytime soon. So, I mean, David has been doing press for various things, not necessarily for this, but he has been out about doing occasional press for things. So, Michael is getting ready to do a run of Amadeus on the West End. Um, so, um, which is pretty cool, actually. He's done a run of it before, but he played a different role, I believe. So, but this time around, this time around, he is playing Salieri, I think. Soon-ish, I think. So yeah, our guys are busy. Thankfully, as we've mentioned before, their wives are active on social media. So it's like even if well, David doesn't do social media. Michael was on Twitter for a while. I don't know if he still does. But he did post on Twitter. He was posting on Twitter while the Homeless World Cup was taking place in Wales, which he helped bankroll. But since then, I don't think he's necessarily done a whole lot social media wise. Anna, I think, takes care of that. So, and of course, we know Georgia is fantastic about posting on social media. Everything that she and David and all their kids are up to. So, uh, so for better or worse, we got it. Yeah, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth at this point, especially everything that happened uh with He Who Shall Not Be Named now. Um that sucks. That really sucks. Oh, why'd you have to go and be a snake in the grass? Uh Although I'm not, this is just me personally. This is in no way reflective of the opinion of any of my co-hosts or anybody else. But I'm not one of those people that when that news started to break out and everything, that I immediately took everything with his name on it and like burned it. Like, I'm keeping my books.
Right.
Please and thank
Exactly.
you. Some of them were bought secondhand anyway, so the money never went directly to him.
Right.
So did I pay to see him speak once? Yes. That kind of
Oh
sucks.
yeah, I remember when you did that.
Yeah, and he ended up telling one of my favorite stories too. Oh, which I have that in book form. I have the picture book, kind of graphic, not necessarily graphic novel because it's a short story, but it's like a picture book that was published several years ago. So that I did buy, but again, I bought it secondhand. So the money didn't go directly to him. Of course, that also meant none of the money went to the person that illustrated it either. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Uh and at least when it comes to Good Omens, it's not just him; it's also Terry's.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
It's very much Terry's baby as well. And even though Terry has not been with us for quite a while, assuming that He Who Should Not Be Named was telling the truth, there is still Terry's influence in this, and these are characters that Terry helped create at the very least with Aziraphale and Crowley.
Right.
So there's very much the characters that we've come to know and love. There's imprints of Terry Pratchett in there too. They're very much his characters and not just the other guys. So we've had these discussions before about canceling and when somebody separating the art from the artist, and that's just one of those where it's like, uh I read almost everything you've ever released. Not anymore. Not unless it's secondhand. Because the stories are still good. It just happens to be the person who wrote them turned out to be a bad person. So, but what are you gonna do? Teach their own. No. Thankfully, this is the TV, the adaptation that Amazon did, with or without his involvement, it's so good. And like I said, it was this third part, it was in good hands as far as the director. Like I said, Rachel Talalay, she's not she's not she's not a newbie or anything. She knows what she's doing. She's a great director. She did fantastic work with when she directed stuff on with Doctor Who. So she's had a good career even before she came to do stuff on Doctor Who and do this. So she's no spring chicken when it comes to the being in the director's chair. Obviously all the crew, I don't know how much of the crew, especially the major stuff, like whoever the head of the costume department and stuff like that, if how much the same people stuck around for all three parts. But it's obvious that the cast and the crew and everybody involved wanted this to be done to do justice to what, so that everybody could walk away saying, this is right. This is the right story to be telling. This is the right place for these characters to be. This is, is everybody going to be happy? No, you're never going to make everybody happy. But it's like, if they feel like they could, David, Michael, Rachel Talalay, if all of them walked away from this when they were done filming going, I'm happy with that, great, I'm happy with it too.
Yep.
I don't think it was phoned in. I don't think they were patronizing the fans at all. I think adding some of the stuff that came from the fan fiction and fan community, I think was a bit of a nod and a wink to the support of the fans who have stuck with it despite the bad
all the stuff
happening off to the side. I mean, obviously between season 1 and season 2 we had a pandemic. That also kind of threw things for a loop too. I don't have any complaints, and I don't as far as I can tell, for the most part nobody else does either. The people might have some minor quibbles, but in general it seems to be pretty well received as far as the fandom and the voices that actually count. Around here we don't necessarily care what the experts, the critics have to say, because their opinions, their tastes are usually different than mine, so we're not going to agree anyway. A good chunk of the time. But the fandom communities I hang around in, we seem to be on the same page. So it's like, okay, we're good then. All right. Anything else?
I think we covered it.
It's adorable. I love them.
Yes.
All right. Well, if any of our listeners want to give their 2 cents on the finale of Stranger Things, the great plan, the ineffable plan, and how everything.
I think you mean Good Omens.
Yes, sorry. Goodness gracious. What did I say?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Yeah, sorry. Too much supernatural stuff happening. Good Omens. Good Lord, I'm so tired. Yes, Ben. Yeah. First world problems. But when you've got a dog
Exactly. Who's living up to her namesake.
Who is living up to her namesake right now. She got spayed last week, which went fine. Perfectly fine. No complications or anything. However, no matter what we try, she still manages to mess with her incision. So it's like when we're awake, we can usually distract her. But at nighttime, obviously we have no control over what she does. And she's, we've done
She's
the cone,
taking
we've
advantage
done
of
the
you
donuts,
sleeping.
we've done the donut, we've done wraps, oh my goodness. So I bought a bunch of stuff today to try and help. It's like, if she would just leave it alone for like another 24, 48 hours ish, we would be on the back end of the healing and she wouldn't feel like she needs to mess with it. But, oy, it's, and at the same time, it's like, I want to make sure she's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
She's still taking pain medication and making sure that, she's not having any issues with that sort of thing. So it's like, I'm like anxious dog mom at the moment until she's on the backside of the healing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously brain tired and the storms. We had more storms.
Well,
yesterday,
yeah, and
threats of tornadoes,
and that's probably throwing her off a little bit too, because she's probably got the. Are we gonna have to move downstairs again?
Yeah. We've had like tornado threats like 4 times in less than 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks. So forgive me if my brain is not. This is why.
No.
This is why, partially why we're not having a show next week. So again, you can send in that feedback, but we're not going to get to it for a hot minute because we're not going to have a show next week. But I'll talk about that in a second. Email us fivishfangirls@gmail.com or go to our website, which is thefivishfangirls.com with all the links. I'm not even going to try to do the whole spiel. Y'all know it's all on the website. But yes, we're not going to have a show next week because we're going to go to the cabin in Michigan and we're going to take the doggos, so that one, they can take their first trip there and get acclimated and familiar with the space, and two, both Chauncey and I could use several days off without internet and
house stuff,
everything, just us in the woods and our dogs and a radio that gets like one station, and that's it for a few days. So we're gonna take a long weekend and go to the cabin in Michigan, and then we'll be back after that. Obviously, my brain is done. And I'm pretty sure Chauncey's is close to it as well. So I'm going to take a vacation from my vacation.
Sometimes you need those.
Right?
Sometimes you do. So. All right. Well, I think with that, we definitely should probably sign off for this week.
This is Brittany Bingo saying goodnight.
This is Holly from Wisconsin saying good evening.
And this is Rachel saying goodnight from Indianapolis, Indiana, Australia. Who goes in Australia anyway? It's just stuff, people, boomerangs,
insects that want to kill you,
big bouncing rats, and there goes Derby. Thank you, our Fiveish fam, for joining us on this week's geeky journey. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Stay connected with us on our website, thefivishfangirls.com, and follow us on most social media with @FivishFangirls. Plus, check out our nonprofit, Fangirls Give Back, to see how we're making a positive impact in our community. Until next time, stay nerdy and let the squee continue.